Hello, everyone. Today we will be discussing other Nigerian entrepreneurial giants. Today we'll be talking about Chief Michael Ade-Ojo and Chief Cletus Ibe. Our expectation is that at the end of this session, you should be able to explain a lot about their lives and business adventures. Okay, as a way of introduction, we will discuss entrepreneurial's background. We'll discuss the problems they've encountered. We'll discuss how they mitigated these problems, as well as the successes that came from these problems. Now, let's start with Chief Michael Ade-Ojo. Michael Ade-Ojo is the owner of the company Elizade Group, which also has a university. Michael was born in Nigeria on the 14th of June in 1938 to two modest parents. At a very young age, he became a street vendor and started selling charcoal, food, and firewood to help make ends meet. Although born in a time when there was little to no financial aid for less privileged persons and parents believed a lot lesser in education, he still successfully made it through high school and later got a degree in business administration from the university. After his graduation, he joined the workforce at CFAO Motors, a French distribution company at the time. This same company had paid the tuition for his last 2 years in university. In 1966, still working as a salesman for CFAO Motors, he successfully sold 20 trucks to the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria. But to his dismay, his manager took credit for the sales, which led to a protest by Michael, followed with him losing his job by the end of the year. Now, note this, for him to be a good salesman and has sold as much as 20 trucks, you will be able to identify an entrepreneurial skill with him. He was aggressive and was able to surmount challenge at that time. Okay, let's move on. Now, after his ousting from CFAO Motors, he moved on. He got a job at British Petroleum, that's BP. Within 3 months of his employment, he increased the sales of his local division by 25%. But just as he was unfortunate with his previous employment at CFAO, his new boss took credit for the outstanding growth, and this left him aggrieved again and lost in thoughts. While in Lagos, Nigeria, during his annual British Petroleum holidays, he decided to take a daring step. You must have noticed, we said entrepreneurs take risk. Now you can see one of the ones he's taking here. He took a daring step to approach the RT Briscoe Group, an importer and distributor of trucking and automobile equipment at that time. He made them an offer to sell their equipment for a commission on every successful sales. After careful consideration, the RT Briscoe Group decided to give him a trial. In just 4 months after that, he sealed the deal with Briscoe. He sold about 40 cars. The commission he earned him the commissions earned him from the total sales were overwhelmingly high than his yearly salary at BP. This motivated him to quit his job and pursue his dream. In 1971, he started the company Elizade Independent Agencies with his wife Elizade Ojo. The name Elizade was derived from both his wife's name, Elizabeth, and his name, Ade. His company focused on the distribution of automobiles in Nigeria, especially Japanese cars. He acquired the license to import Toyota cars with the name Toyota Nigeria Limited and single-handedly made the car brand the most sought-after automobile brand in Nigeria. He later went on to acquire 100% of RT Briscoe in Nigeria and subsequently acquired more shares to make his total holdings in Toyota Nigeria Limited sum up to like 74%. Today, his conglomerate consists of Toyota Nigeria Limited, RT Briscoe Nigeria, Elizade Auto Land, Classic Motors Limited, Crow Motors Limited, Elizade University, Okin Travels Limited, and a host of other investments he has. He's also on the board of director of several Nigerian banks and other companies such as EcoBank, First City, Monument Bank, and the SMT Nigeria Limited, the official distributors of Mack trucks, Volvo trucks, and Volvo construction equipment. Now, another notable entrepreneurial giant we'll be talking about is Chief Cletus Ibeto, born on the 6th of November in the year 1952 to the Ibeto family, an average family at that time. Ibeto was having it all smooth till he was old enough to start his secondary school education. What he didn't know then was that life was about to throw him a curve ball that he wasn't expecting. His father, who had already sent Ibeto's two older brothers to school, felt he couldn't go the same way and with all his sons, and opted that Ibeto learnt a trade instead. This didn't go down well with him, but unknown to him at the time, this was the path fate had chosen out for him to tread. He was sent to a master at Onitsha to be an apprentice, and in this place, he was treated with an iron hand, so much that he started to totally forget the idea of school. Just as he was about to start getting into business and looking forward to his freedom from his master, the Civil War broke out. And he started in such at that time, and he had to leave his master to join the war. Being a lower ranking personnel, he was simply made to run errands for the masters in the war instead of going to the battlefield himself. By the time the war was over, he still looked to start a trade and so approached his brother for financial help. His brother Louis gifted Ibeto a leather handbag and a suit, which he sold alongside other things to raise enough money to start his business. The breakthrough came during the initial period of the Shehu Shagari administration, when all import bans were removed. Cletus Ibeto took advantage of this time and started mass importation, bringing in containers upon containers. To further boost the business, he invested all the profit he made from the business back into it and made even more. This way, he kept on expanding massively till the import ban came back into being, and with the massive wealth he had amassed, he was able to get a license that was not only scarce then, but equally expensive. He stayed on top of the market this way for many years, and his wealth now is proof of what those days or those years yielded. He also branched out from the importation business in 1995. He founded a manufacturing plant where auto spare parts were being made, and it went on to be and still remains the largest in the country. Ibeto's journey was simply a grass to grace story. True, but he saw an opportunity, and he didn't wait to think about the risk of the market, but just went into it with the true spirit of an entrepreneur. And here he is today, one of the most celebrated business mongo in the world. Now, that's about what we'll have for you today.
Okay, thank you for listening as I look forward to seeing you in my subsequent class.